Did you hear about the Prince Harry scandal?
Oh yes, love, I was there.
No way!
I was.
Oh, cool.
Oh, hello there.
Hello.
This is Tea Time with Tilly and Tegan. I'm Tilly.
And I'm Tegan. Cheerio!
Chip, chip, cheerio.
Today on our show, we will be answering viewer questions.
Yes, very interesting viewer questions.
You knows it. 15 people equals a hole asks, why is a bush growing under my arm?
Well, you see, when you reach a certain age, we start developing more bushy-like characteristics.
It's like your head under your arm.
It is not like your head under your arm, love.
It's like a dog's ears hanging from your armpit.
No, you just start getting little more hair and little more hair and even more hair. But thank heavens for razors.
Cheers.
And thank heavens for not French. We are English.
English.
All right. Now I have a question from Tammy all the way in Texas. And she is asking Tegan, if a turtle loses its shell, is it homeless?
Well, Tammy from Texas, turtles need shells to keep them sheltered. Hence shell in the word shelter. And it makes them feel cozy and warm. And if
Yes, love, they're asking, are they homeless?
Okay.
Not the functions of a shell.
Okay, if you don't have a shell, then you are dead. Because turtles are born with shells.
In other words, you're dead, not homeless. Next question, Tegan.
Frogs Jump Too High asks, I was outside and I saw a rabbit. Why?
Well, you see, you probably saw a white rabbit if your name's Alice. Especially if you're outside while your mother's trying to get you to do your daily studies, but you're just stroking your little cat named Dinah, and you just are very easily distracted, especially by white things.
And you followed it into a pothole that you were dumb enough to fall in.
Hole. Depending on which Alice you are, because some Alices saw a little apple spinning as it fell off a tree and then it hits the ground.
I don't believe I've heard of that story.
I have. Alright. And our next question is, what would a chair look like if your knees bent the other way?
What would a what look like?
What? I'm sorry, this question has me a bit choked. What would a chair, like what we're sitting in, what would it look like if our knees bent the other way?
What do our knees have to do with the chair?
Well, you see, when you sit in a chair and your knees bend downward,
Oh,
like if they bent upward, what would that chair happen to look like?
Well, your legs face outward when you're sitting on a chair, so it would be very uncomfortable because every time you moved, you would hit the chair leg thing in between thing and the jiggers.
Exactly, they're saying how would it be built if your legs happen to bend the other way?
Oh, okay. So there's a bar under the chairs, and there wouldn't be there.
Not all chairs have bars under them.
Then some chairs would be left the same.
Okay, whatever. The next question, love.
Tammy Hart asks, my mom always wears black and white. Should I be worried?
Well, at least she's wearing white, because Lord knows if she's only wearing black, that can only mean two things. She has either just lost her husband, or she is doing very questionable activities, which we will not get into because we have some young viewers. And now, for the final question of today's tea time with Tilly and Tegan, Brenda asks, Why don't sheep shrink in the rain?
Well, because they cannot shrink unless they are growing backwards.
What?
Because when you're a fully grown sheep, you're rather big, but when you are little, you're smaller. So you would be growing backwards if you were shrinking.
I think they're talking about their fur, love.
Oh,
And why don't they shrink? It just stays nice and firm, nice and firm.
Well, you see, it's made of wool. Its outside coat is mostly wool.
And how do you know this, Tegan?
Because I have been studying to be a veterinarian lately.
For sheep?
For farm animals.
For farm animals.
Did you know that pigs are born with hooves?
I did not know that. But you know what? We've run out of time tonight, so we're going to have to say goodbye now. But this has been Tea Time with Tilly and Tegan.